What's going on, Clash Bashers? Rocky here today, and today we're here to take a look at this crazy Town Hall 12 attack that's going around. It's called the Bat Slap, but it's kind of like a modified Witch Slap for Town Hall 12s, with the Witches getting level 5 at Town Hall 12. This attack is absolutely insane. These Witches are just overpowering bases, running through, and then you have Bats on the back end just doing some crazy stuff. So we're going to take a look at this attack. My clan has been participating in the ESL 5-on-5 Mobile Open Tournament, and it's been a pretty good time. We had some crazy attacks last night, and that's what we're going to break down and analyze. Alright guys, so this Bat Slap attack is absolutely nuts. It uses usually about 13 witches, 7 or 8 bat spells, and it just runs through the base. You're gonna have like a little mini queen walk into a queen charge into like just throw everything into the center of the base. The biggest part of this I've noticed is you got to get your funnel down. So on this base, I was looking at the funnel, and a lot of times people are bringing electro dragons, but I felt like we could get a decent funnel over here with just one baby dragon and even a wizard right here. So that's what we end up doing, and then we're actually going to throw in another giant and a wizard right here on this archer tower because it doesn't go down from the baby. And then over here we're going to throw in our ice golem and then a few witches to kind of work down this side, clear that out. And then we're just going to go ahead and send everything right down the middle of the base. We're going to have that little mini queen walk come in, and then we'll have bats come in on the back side. And this attack was nuts because I didn't even get the full value out of my bats because they split up on me and I lost track of half of them. So let's go ahead and hop into the attack. So we're going to throw in one balloon just to make sure there's no seeking air mines where we want to put that baby dragon in. We need to make sure that baby dragon gets out that lab, works up towards those barracks, and gets some good value there, or else we're going to, have a chance of failing our funnel. So the baby dragon and wizard kind of goes in a little bit too steep and just gets taken out. But the baby dragon's going to do a good job getting those buildings out. In goes the golem, the ice golem with the 3 witches. We're going to get that queen in there for that little bit of a queen walk. Here comes the giant with the 1 wizard. I want to get that archer tower up. And then we're going to send our wrecker right up in here. I definitely want to make sure that that wizard, our archer tower goes down. So at this point, we have everything pretty much at a good point to go in. We're going to throw everything in. Both of our heroes going in, besides the queen. All 13 witches all going to go in. I believe we got Ice Golem Pekka in the clan castle. We're only bringing 1 rage, so you want to try to make sure your rage is on point when you're doing this. Use it when it's really needed, when you're going to get some good value. I like to use it to get through the town hall and push up into the base. We're obviously going to be hitting our warden ability here. So right there, we're going to pop our warden ability. And here comes the clan castle troops. We'll see. We're going to throw poison down that'll help take that baby out. And then with the healers there and everything, it's really not that big of an issue. You see all those witches and everything just kind of working in there. It's kind of hard to see everything that's going on. But this attack is just crazy strong. You have so many witches and they're creating so many skeletons. I believe these witches create 14 skeletons at level 5 that they're able to work through there, overpower the multi-infernos, and just absolutely destroy. So what we're going to do is, I noticed those inferno beams are being pretty well distracted, so we're going to bat. We're going to put all of our bat spells over in this corner, and we're going to work through here. Now we'll notice my bats do a little bit of a split on me, and that causes me to lose some bats because I lost track of half of them, but it's okay. We end up still getting through this base and getting the triple. So that enemy queen right there, I'm going to go ahead and freeze her, freeze that the multi-inferno. Couldn't think. And right here is where the bats kind of get messed up. Half go towards that Grand Warden pedestal, half go to the single inferno, and I lose track of them. I thought the bottom portion was most of my bats, when actually it was not. So we end up losing some bats up there because I lost track of them. But we still have a couple freezes. We're going to go ahead and throw a freeze right in there to try to save the bats. At this point, I kind of recognized what was going on, but it was a little bit too late by the time we did. But we still got our queen up. We still got plenty of witches over there. We got enough witches to get through the single. And we're just going to be patient on this one. I'm going to wait to hit the queen's ability. She's going to come in and take out that eagle. Those witches dodged that giant bomb right there. That was a little bit lucky that those witches didn't get taken out by the giant bomb. I throw in the minion right there just to try to distract this single inferno, but it was a little bit too late there. Queen's going to work in here. We got those 2 witches there. Those guys are huge. They're going to come in. And we're going to luck out a little bit here, but it still gets through, gets the triple. I mean, even with us messing up our bats, we still get through here and get the triple. This attack is just super powerful with all those witches. To get a good little run into the base, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. So we'll see the queen start to beat on a wall for a second, because why wouldn't the queen beat on a wall for a second? And then she's like, oh, actually, Tesla's down. I'm changing my mind. I'm going in here. Warden's going to get absolutely shredded by that single inferno. And we're going to save our queen's ability to get through that storage and get through the Inferno right there. So pretty much once that Inferno locks on, we're going to pop the Queen's ability, get through there, get through that Inferno, and then the witches are going to finish off that last little gold storage right there, and we get the nice little triple with the bat slap. So that was a pretty sketchy attack, but it still got through with the triple. We did not get the bat value we needed, but we still got the triple. Let's go ahead and check out our next one. Alright guys, so 12 has a way better execution on his bats here. Has a nice little run. You'll see his bats kind of come up through here and take out all of this stuff on the base, but he's going to come in, he's going to use one giant to pull out the clan castle here, which was actually a really smart move. Then he's going to do a little bit more of an extended queen walk, and then just kind of shove everything in here. 200 IQ witches that stay away from the Giga Bomb, and a great, at the time I thought it was a panic warden, but it ends up turning out to be a really great warden ability. After rewatching the replay, I was like, man, that's a little bit of a sketchy warden, but it ends up being pretty nice. So you see he gets the clan castle pull right there with his giant. He's going to throw down the poison on the baby dragon, on the witches. He's going to throw in his warden, get that nice early rage on that queen. That way she's not going to fall down to these troops. Going to throw in a king, Pekka, and a couple witches up top just to help set that funnel up top there. Queen's going to come in here, start working all that out. We're going to see that ice golem come in. We're going to see the wall wrecker. It does get caught on that storage, but it ends up kind of working out, as someone pointed out in chat on stream, so that those witches could take out that storage and, you know, kind of be behind the wrecker. So we see those ice golems popping, the queen, enemy queen's right there, and he's going to rage up and get everything in. Now watch right in here. Here in a second, these giant bombs are going to go off, and he's going to warden, and I thought it was a panic warden, so that one gets hit, but he gets the warden right there on the second bomb, which would have hit this huge cluster of witches. There's like 6-7 witches there, so he saves a lot of hit points on those witches, which actually helps this attack out quite a bit. Throws the freeze down there on the multi-inferno just to slow it down a little bit. And then the witches, look at this, the witches are going to stay back from the town hall. They spawn enough skeletons that the town hall is not going to be a factor. The ice golem pops, town hall goes down, and look at that, the witches stay back from the Giga Bombs. So at this point, check out the pathing he has for his bats. He has a nice little path around the top side of the base for the bats, and he has 2 freeze spells left. So he does a really great job getting these bats going in towards that top side. The sweeper's actually going to push them up top even a little bit more, and it works out really well for him on this one. The pathing was really great. Gets the eagle down even with the bats. But look at that, freeze spell goes down on the multi-inferno. Second free spell on the multi-inferno so the bats can get through it, and then that's going to lead to that nice clean triple. He has even a little balloon for the back end cleanup, which is going to be really nice. You see that balloon coming in right there. Some bats still up, tons of witches up, and this one was actually really well done by 12. It looked super sketchy at first. When we were watching this one live, I was like, what in the heck is going on? But it actually went really smooth when you watch the replay. It all comes together kind of neatly and not necessarily organized, but it was like chaotic order all in one. It just worked out pretty well. He's got cleanup troops in there. He's got a couple wizards in there. Plenty of witches, plenty of Larrys. That's a nice thing about this attack is you're generating, what is it, 14 skeletons per witch. You got 13 witches in there. That's a lot of skeletons. What is that, like 170 skeletons or something like that? That's absolutely crazy. Gets that triple. So there's some of the bat slap that we've been having some success with. All right, so we also had Hockey coming in with a bat slap attack, but he falls just a little bit short on this one. It was actually really super close. You see it takes the full 3 minutes. He times out on this one, unfortunately, but he was close to that triple, just need a little bit more time. See those those balloons coming in to make sure there's no seekers for those E-drags. He could have probably got away without those balloons. I don't know. It could have gone either way. See a few archers coming out of the clan castle. And what he's going to do is he's basically just going to throw everything in right up top here, work towards the center of that base, and bat right around here at the bottom, which you'll kind of see it as it comes in. Got those 7 bat spells. He's got the 3 freezes. Got that rage in there. You see that E-Dragon still doing some work clearing out some of that trash and getting some actually quality buildings down as well. So in comes the wrecker, in comes the king, the warden, all of those witches. That's right, guys, all the witches going in. The queen is under some pretty heavy fire, but she's going to be okay here. She's going to stay alive. See the lava hound coming out right there. Going to have to pop the queen's ability to get through. That way that queen doesn't go down. But the big problem I saw right there was the healers took a lot of shots from those air defenses and got hit pretty hard, and that hurt quite a bit. So, you know, that could have been a little bit better if the AD didn't get so many shots on those healers, but you know, things happen. He goes ahead and throws down a little bit of an early freeze to try to get that Town Hall frozen so he can get that Town Hall down. Here come the bats from the left side. They're going to be able to work right around this base. You see there's a Wizard Tower, there's a multi-Inferno right in there, but he's got plenty of freezes to keep that stuff occupied. The Wizard Tower is actually occupied on the Pekka, so not going to be a huge deal there. Freeze goes down, and that way the bats can kind of come in. Has to use that second freeze because the Inferno Tower is probably going to wake up right there, and that ends up leading to the bats going to go down up here to the Wizard Tower. But still gets some pretty good value out of the bats and just doesn't quite have enough to get around the rest of the base. Like I said, he timed out here with a 98%, but it was pretty close. And this is one of the attacks that we've been kind of working on and learning and trying to get a little bit better with because it's just so like strong. I don't want to say overpowered because your bat spell placement has to be on, you know, still on point and kind of saw on mine. Like I literally finished with 1 second left. It can be close sometimes if you don't get those bats in there. So the timing is really huge on this one. You want to freeze those Wizard Towers, freeze those Infernos, and make sure your bats get through there, or else you can have some real issues. We're going to speed this one up because unfortunately, Aki falls just a little bit short of that triple, like just so short of that triple right there. So rough to see. I hate to see it, but a nice attack there by Hockey on the ring style base with the bat slap. Alrighty, since we showed Hockey failing there, we're gonna show Hockey some love and show off his nice drag bat 3-star. This one was a success. We've been just having some really nice attack with some bat attacks. Bats are just crazy right now, paired with certain combos. I mean, we got the Pekka Bow bat, we got the bat slap, we got drag bat, we got bat wallow. There's a lot of cool bat attacks going on, and having a lot of good runs at some bases with them, which, I don't know, I've been enjoying the bats quite a bit. So he's going to use his heroes just to kind of set this little corner down here, set this little edge, that way he can have his bat, or not his bats, his dragons essentially go straight at the Town Hall. He's going to get 2 air defenses out there with that little hero dive, which is pretty decent value for your heroes to get out. Then he's going to go ahead and send in that E-drag up top. You notice he's real careful when he sends in those E-drags. He wants to make sure that there's not going to be any balloons over there that's going to blow up his E-drag. So he always sends in that balloon. Gets a little bit unlucky here. Barely misses getting that air defense down, and then the E-drag's going to go over and smack on a gold mine. What a shame. What a shame. But that's all right. He's got all the bats coming in. 10 dragons. I keep calling the dragons bats. 10 dragons, some balloons, the stone slammer with more balloons, I believe, in it. Then he's going to have bats that are going to come in, and this one clears out pretty nicely. A really good run at the base. He goes ahead and hits that Warden's ability as the Giga Bomb's going off, and while those dragons are in that tornado trap, which is going to be really nice because that baby dragon really didn't do much to him because they were under the influence of the Warden's ability, keeping them alive the whole time. So you'll see those balloons kind of working down here through that bottom side. The Stone Slammer still going strong. Here come the bats up top. He's going to have to freeze that multi-Inferno. The Stone Slammer finally pops down there at the bottom. A lot of stuff going on right now, but goes ahead and makes sure he keeps that Inferno frozen, and that's going to allow those bats just to work through the right side of this base and get some great value. I mean, look at these bats. Gonna get the freeze down on the Wizard Tower. Eventually gets that down, and those bats gonna get through there, get through that Wizard Tower, get through the Inferno. The Dragon's got the Inferno down, and that's gonna be a nice, lovely triple by Hockey, making up. This was the war before the Coastal Clash War, making up for that. I don't want to say fail, but I guess technically a fail with the 98%. So from there, it's just going to be cleanup. And you see Dragbat just really nice and strong. If you get those good lines through the base with your bats, get those good lines with those drags, you can do some serious damage really quickly. And Hockey just absolutely tore that one up. So let's go ahead. I got one more attack for you that I saved for last on purpose. We'll talk about that in a sec. All right, guys. Finally, we're going to finish up with a Pekka Bow Bat. And I saved this one for last because I don't want to say it's not fair, but we had this base, we faced Coastal Clash like 4 times during this tournament, and we really liked this base. One of our guys, Hendo, built the base, and I firmly challenged this base probably 50 to 100 times, not even exaggerated. I fell in love with this base and became obsessed with beating this base, and I found a couple different ways to do it, and one of them was the Pekka Bow Bat. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in with the E-Drag over here. He did have a lot of different spell placement, or trap placements than what Hendo built, but that was alright. We're going to come in with the E-Drag over here just to create a little bit of a funnel. Then we're going to go with the Baby Dragon up top. We're going to go with our Queen Walk down here, Wrecker coming in to take that stuff out. We're going to start a Pekka working up to meet with that Wall Wrecker. And then we're basically going to shove everything in here and work them to the core. And then I think things go a little bit sideways. Normally I would like to run the bats from the bottom up, but I'm pretty sure things go sideways and we start the bats up top on this one. But you'll see things go pretty well, and I mean, that's just part of me just hitting this base and kind of knowing how to attack this base. So I guess that kind of works out for you, but literally we got this base the last time we played Coastal Clash, and kind of built it and started falling in love with how to beat this base. It's a really interesting base. It's a pretty tricky base when you're first starting to hit it and learn it. It's a tough one to hit for sure. So there we go. The Wrecker's going in. Like I said, that's just going to open that up. The Pekka's going to meet up with the Queen. We're going to shove in the rest of the Pekkas, the King, the Queen, or the Queen, the Warden, all the bowlers. We're going to rage all that stuff up. We're going to throw a jump in so we can open up the other two compartments right there. And we're just going to have a nice little run at this base, getting right through here in the center. Poison Spell right down there on the Clan Castle. We'll throw down another Rage to try to get towards that Town Hall. And, you know, between the Bowler Bounce and the Queen, we want to be able to take that Town Hall out. Now, we did activate the Town Hall, or hit the Warden ability a little bit early for where we activated the Town Hall. And like I said, normally I would want to run in the bats from the bottom, but with this Town Hall not going down, we can't run the bats in from the bottom. It's just not going to work out. So we decided to run the bats in from the top side to work towards that Eagle, and that works out a little bit better. The Queen's actually going to come back and take out the Inferno, take out the Town Hall, but look, those bats are going to have a great run working through there, working through the Eagle, and it's still going to be fine. We hit the Queen's ability on the Town Hall, that goes down, and there's no splash damage up, so we have a nice run through the rest of the base with the bats. And part of the bat attacks I've kind of noticed is you got to be able to improvise and be able to adapt if things go a little bit differently than planned, and I see that quite a bit. Is sometimes those bats, or sometimes your kill squad is going to go a different way, and you might have to bring the bats in at a different side or a different angle than you wanted to, and you just got to be able to do that and adapt and overcome the base in those ways. And you kind of saw that here. Normally I want to run those bats right down that bottom side, but with that Town Hall being up, we just couldn't do that. So we ran them up through the top, got that Eagle down, and everything worked out for the triple. GG to both clans, Coastal Clash and Axe You Something. We ended up beating Axe You Something, but Coastal Clash laid the smackdown on us. We had a couple fails and stuff. Coastal Clash always good. Like I said, we faced them 4 times. They stomped us out this time, guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about bat attacks, the bat slap, drag bat, Pekka bow bat. Hopefully this helps you guys understand a little bit about these attacks, and you can start practicing them yourself. You guys have a great day. Keep on clash bashing.